Recently, the topic of DEI is being discussed due to the decision made by US. I would like to give my personal opinion about what does it mean by inclusivity and diversity and how do I think about it. I would say that as per my own definition on what is inclusivity and diversity, it is an effort to remind people or to promote the concept of every human is different. So to remind people that every human is different, and so we do not put our expectation or apply our assumption to everyone in this world. So I think, my personal opinion, inclusivity and diversity is a must to mention. It's a must to talk about. It is something that cannot be compromised, because only when we promote this concept of inclusivity and diversity, people recognize that every individual is different, and so we will not implement or we will not apply our expectation on other people, and this will minimize the criticism. A lot of time, criticisms and comments, the bad comments, comes from people never do as what we expect or as what we know that we are supposed to do. So when people should not do this and they do this, or when people should do this and they never do this, that is where the criticism will come. And it is all because we only have one way of looking into individual, and we only have one way of looking into this world. So that is where when things diversify, or when action behavior diversify, then we cannot accept it. Then we start to criticize. So the promotion of inclusivity and diversity is a must to talk about, because it will create the awareness on humans are generally different, or humans are naturally different. Humans are diverse. So when we recognize that no one is the same, we will not apply our expectation, or we will not apply our characteristics to other people. And that is where the acceptance will increase. This is very important, particularly to the special needs individuals, or the special groups, or even a certain gender, a certain race, or a certain ethnicity. So it's very important to recognize that everyone is different, every culture is different, and so we are able to be more tolerant and to be more accepting among the individuals, among the human. So to me, it cannot be compromised. We have to talk about it. However, a lot of policies that corporations have been practicing with the saying of promoting inclusivity and diversity is not exactly inclusivity and diversity. That is what I think. Why is that so? I give you one example. Like a lot of corporations, because of DEI, they provide the facilities of work from home or flexible working hour. Now, DEI or inclusivity is a concept where we recognize that humans are different. And some individuals, some special group individuals, they need a certain accommodation to be able to be in par with other normal individuals, so that they can compete. Okay, I take one example, like for example, individuals with neurodivergence. They have a certain traits that they cannot control that will cause them to have difficulties in the normal setting, right? Neurotypical, the normal people, they can work in office and perfectly fine, no sensitivity overload, no sensory overload, and they can talk, laugh together, they can go lunch together, and so on. So these are all neurotypical par, like so-called par. But the neurodivergence cannot be in this par, because they have difficulties in all these sensory overload, all these social difficulties, social communication, and so on. So they are actually here. So when they are here, when we promote inclusivity and diversity, we need to recognize that some individuals are different, and in order to make them to be able to compete, we give them accommodation to close the gap, so that they can be in par to compete with other people. So sometimes people comment that, hey, this group of people, are they taking advantage? Actually, we do not have any advantage to take. We are already at disadvantage when we are born. So we are already here. We have no advantage to take. We are just trying to get some help to make us in par with other people. so that we can compete, so that we are equal. And that is where the E comes in, equity. That's where the E comes in. So we have no advantage to take, but we are trying to close our disadvantage. That is how it works, right? So in other words to say, the facility of DEI, under the promotion of DEI, the facility given under the promotion of DEI should not be applied to everyone. It should be applicable to those people who are in need of all these facilities only. So, for example, work from home, or for example, flexible working hour. Flexible working hours should be given to those who really have sensory overload when they work in the normal office setting. It's like when they work in normal office setting, they totally are not productive at all. They cannot do anything at all, and they will suffer from all these meltdowns and sensory overloads. So it's supposed to be given to all these people only, not everyone, not everyone. And if you are thinking that, why is it not fair? Why these people can work from home and then I cannot? When we are born, it is already not fair for us. We have been living in this world in a not fair situation. This world demands social communication, social interaction. But we can't, because we have the born difficulties. It's not that we want, but we are born in this way, and we are still forced to do social interaction. We are still forced to go to social gatherings, right? So it's already not fair for us. The world is all the while not fair for us. So how can you comment that this accommodation is not fair for you? As what I mentioned, we are at the disadvantage. It's already not fair. So now we are trying to close and minimize, so that we can minimize the unfair situation and can minimize the disadvantage, just like this only. But there is no impact on you. You are typical, you are neurotypical, you are normal, and you are just living as what other people do. So it is actually to close the unfairness, right? Rather than creating unfair situation. So that's why I think promoting inclusivity and diversity is a must. Definitely we have to do it. Cannot be compromised, so that people will recognize, there are some there are some groups of individuals who really need all this accommodation, right? So promoting DEI is a way to remind people to see that humans are different, and some people, they have some difficulties that they cannot control. Some people, they are treated with discrimination, like gender or races, and that we need to help all these people to make sure everyone is at equity. So that is the total concept as what I define.